Welcome back everyone, Dirch here, and today in my weapon preview I am going to be going over the Unforgiven. Now this is the patched version. You know the patch is on, because if I go down here I can see that this has been disabled. So let's go ahead and start using this gun, and then I'm going to talk about what it is in this game. As well, in previous games the Unforgiven was a high damaging but slow firing Jakobs pistol. In Borderlands 1, the Unforgiven was very popular, especially with the masher prefix. I believe the video of Cromarax being like basically each spot on it being one shot and just decimated was with an Unforgiven masher. Unforgiven masher. It's named after the movie Unforgiven. In this one, or Borderlands 2 was not popular because, oh, that's a badass. They got the balance way off. And that's something Gearbox has really struggled with, is the balance of, oh, need some healing, slow firing guns and powerful guns, or powerful slow firing guns. Borderlands 2, they did a terrible job at it without pulling too many punches. It was bad. So you can see in this one, when there's a lot of enemies, it's a bit of a struggle because of the speed of it. But when there's not a ton of enemies, this thing is pretty good. And it's almost easier to hip fire this in its current form than it is to aim down sight. So I get my iron sights, which are a little bit weird, but this, it just tells me exactly where to shoot. That's a bit odd. So you can see there, I struggled a little bit at first, and there's a lot of enemies, and then I started picking them off. Now, my build does make this a little bit better, but I'll talk about that in a second. First, let's talk about the gun itself. So, if you look at the card here, damage at 1053 isn't really spectacular. It's all in the critical hit damage in this game. So, in Borderlands 2, it was base damage. This one, 384% crit damage. The wiki says up to 400, or it says 400 critical hit damage. I've heard people report it around like 500 and above, so I don't have great parts on this one, but it's still pretty solid. It looks amazing. I just love the look of this gun. I don't think the bayonet's really helping me, but let's go look at the parts. So body is just the body. Reload time, damage, critical damage 300 here. I have recoil height and melee attachment. Doesn't really help me there. More critical hit damage there. Critical hit and reload. Reload and accuracy. Damage on the rail, which is actually really nice with all that critical hit bonus. So I don't know what the really good parts look like. And before I move on, sometimes I wait longer in the video to do this, but let's look at this reload animation. And then here's the fire. That's as fast as I can fire it. Look at that reload. Beautiful. Another thing to talk about with this gun before I quick move on is the fire rate. Now, some people say, oh, well, Jakobs guns, you can fast as fire as you can pull the trigger. You can fire as fast as you can pull the trigger, but in some guns you can't. Actually, the way it works, from as much as I can tell, is all Jakobs guns is fire as fast as you can pull the trigger up to the listed fire rate. The problem is, like Borderlands 2, a lot of like regular pistols had like 10 to 13 fire rate, or a lot of these guns, and people couldn't fire that fast by just pulling the trigger with their fingers. So it seemed like it was as fast as you could pull the trigger, but it was up to the fire rate. Because on snipers, I could fire faster with pistols than snipers, and they all have the same thing. So just putting that out there. Now let's go to this next mob. This one should be a bit of a challenge, so I'm going to do the smarter thing and start up top. And I really wish I had one of these with a scope. It would make this gun a lot better, in my opinion. Alright, so this guy's coming around. He should be easy. What the heck? There's things blocking my crits. That's weird. Because you just have that much health. So this is that stuff where the gun starts to fall off quite a bit. Is your DPS on this stuff is always low with this fire rate. And it doesn't seem like a lot of times they get that balance right. Now on trash mobs it feels great because they just melt. But once you get a little bit of a health bar where you need extra shots, it really falls off. I mean, look at those nogs. Now this is also going to be bad at keeping my pet alive because I am not doing constant damage. Where is that guy? So I'm not expecting this to be wonderful on the boss. Whoa. And you can see you start to struggle here when you get a lot of enemies. Alright, so I'm just going to let the Stormfront finish him off. He put his shield up. They should be doing more damage to them, though. That's odd. Uh-oh. This might be bad. Nope. Alright, where is this guy? I think this would also really benefit from a scope on it. Because this is too slow for a close quarters gun. And getting a scope instead of these iron sights would really help be able to use this thing at range. That was a 2-for-1 kill. So that was a cool Jakobs effect kill then. Just 2 crits. So what I was saying earlier in my build, Flak does have the critical hit forgiveness here. But again, it's 20%. It is not Tombstone broken where you can get it up to like about 70% by boosting it. That's a big difference. So a lot of people cry, "Oh, that's whatever." It's 20% 's not that big of a number. Now this thing is going to be insanely ammo efficient because it does so much damage per hit. Except for some reason on those Nogs, that's weird. Do they have like a critical hit? Resistance? I mean, that was pretty much a one-shot on that guy.
Feel the bloodlust.
I don't get it.
A good hunt.
It's also just so weird that this thing is almost easier to hip fire than it is to ADS. I don't really love that, to be honest. But yeah, these guys just do not. I mean, I guess shields are supposed to resist normal damage a little bit in this one, but... Uh-oh, he's a badass too, so this might be interesting. Nope. Hey, we got a drop. Wagon wheel. That's cool. I love the wagon wheel. I'm going to probably do another video of that at level 50, because the one I did was at earlier levels. Now it's doing, I don't know. That Nog thing is weird. Although it doesn't do as much constant healing to my pet, it does a lot of healing when it does. Look at that. 1,000 health back to him. That's legit. Now, I've always kind of liked these guns. You know, Borderlands 2 had the Buffalo, Elephant, Rex, and Unforgiven, and I liked playing with all of them. But none of them were really quite well done. The UCP kind of fixed some of that stuff, which was pretty good. But, man, I haven't heard of it, but if this could come in the Masher variant, that would be insane. So you can see here, just on body shots, not that good.
There's blood everywhere.
Unfortunately, these guys are somewhat actually hard to crit. Just because they move around so much. So I'm just going to get some racks out. Because these guys aren't all that interesting. Oh, that guy is badass. God, it's ridiculous on these guys, though. So yeah, part of me really loves this gun. Part of me, I really want to farm a really good one. Scope and the perfect kind of critical hit bonus. And just snipe with this thing. Yeah, the trick shot, not the greatest prefix.
Let the hunt take you.
Oh, come on. Show me your crit spot. So you can see this one, when I'm hitting those crits, it is doing good work on him. But my pet did die there. And that's kind of that thing of how easily the pet dies if you are not doing faster damage. So this is not a good pet gun. Let's go see our pal. Also, sometimes I try to avoid doing the attack commands with the jabber, because then he goes in melees. But if not, he's kind of keeping his distance with a gun, and he's got a little bit better survival. Part of the problem with a lot of the pets is they just go in enemies' faces, then enemies just wipe them down. Alright, I don't like this barrel here. So it's weird that I'm getting inconsistent numbers. Oh, it's because I have stacks. That's why. He did not drop his gun. So it's not guaranteed, but he does it a lot. A repeater. Okay. Let's keep moving on. So the boss fight's going to be interesting because this is so slow. So I'm definitely going to have to play it safe with him. We'll see how it goes. I wonder if I should start getting this chest down here too. There is a chest. Let's see if it's worthwhile. Oh, it doesn't respawn. Never mind, because it's a chest quest. Or a quest thing. I figured it would reopen, but I was incorrect. That's fine. Definitely don't need those, but open them because force a habit. Yeah, so people were saying some people were saying after the nerf, Jakobs guns are going to be useless. That's definitely not the point, or definitely not true. They definitely still hold a kick, especially this one.
Yes, to the bloodletting.
He ran away. And let's see. Maybe I can get a lucky crit.
Death is natural, but yours was thrilling.
Oh. So basically, you crit a trash mob, they die. One hit. But it's just actually landing those crits and all that, which would make this a lot better. Yeah, those shields really resist the normal bullets in this game more than I thought. I didn't really notice it with DPS guns. Or maybe the shield capacity is just huge on those guys. But look at that Nog. I thought that was a crit on him. So this is one of those times where I'm struggling a little bit. There we go. Look at that. 2 for 1. Actually, get him with the barrel. Get some reflections going. God, that's satisfying. Alright, so where are these guys? So it's definitely different play styles. Some people find this less fun. I don't find this fun all the time, but there are certain times I really love it. And man, the Jakobs effect is so awesome on these. And a lot of people say, oh, it needs to be sped up a little bit. If anything, I think it would need more damage, not speeding up. Because the whole point of this gun is like slow and deadly and place your shots. and it kind of ruins that playstyle when you speed these up. So if this does get any kind of love, it should get more power, not more speed. And I have used this to kill the final boss on Mayhem 3, and it worked pretty well. Now, I was using Gorillas in the Mist, which did get nerfed. Why can't I get to it? So it's now less time, but it's still, well, it used to do good work in that. This would be a gun that probably got hit by the nerf harder than most. Yeah, but that's still, I mean, that guy's got a lot of health. There's a lot of guns that it took longer than that to kill him. Just walk right into my crit. So you can kill pretty fast and efficiently with this thing if you are landing crits. No reason to stop for ammo. This is going to be an interesting fight, just because the speed of this gun. Alright, now I'm going to have to go up to cover. And it's going to be hard to keep my pet alive during this fight. So I'm going to throw a Stormfront for healing. I know it might seem like cheating with his shield. So this is actually killing him pretty effectively. And he's dead. Holy crap. So yeah, I think this thing is actually tuned pretty well. A lot of guns that took longer than that to kill him. And yeah. That's pretty impressive. So Flak with a Jakobs pistol still gets work done. Now I know this is not Mayhem 3, but this is also not a Mayhem optimized build. So you could definitely crank way more out of this if you wanted. See if we get anything cool in these. I'm still looking for like awesome awesome relics. I struggle to find a relic I love. I'm just kind of tossing a few around, and I haven't found anything great in a while. I know there's some cool relics out there. I'm just like looking for that one that really suits me or suits a build, and kind of struggle to do that. Alright, let's check this other chest, maybe kill another few guys, and admire this reload. Now, this is one of those reloads that does not... It's too bad that would just break that apart, because it's just so powerful, it doesn't care. That, you know, if you only shoot one shot, you only reload one bullet. With the animation, it's just all or none. Which is a little disappointing, but it's like such cool animation that I don't really care, because I just find it fun as hell. Oh, badass there. God, this thing destroys. Like I said, a lot of people don't like the slow firing guns, but I have quite a bit of fun with them. I'm just going to keep going for these respawn guys, because I'm not going to lie, I'm having some fun with this gun. And this is part of the thing of... Jesus Christ. Part of the Borderlands thing is just... There's a lot of guns in playstyle. So when some people get really upset, like, oh, this is nerfed or that was nerfed, it's just like, there's so many different ways to play this game. Don't fall into one because it's quote-unquote the best or the most powerful. That's not really what this game is about, just like one playstyle. It's not PvP. You don't have to go extreme meta. You just, whatever's fun. Alright, these guys are a lot more. Yeah, look at those. And Nogs down. So, even though this is kind of a bad pet healing gun, I think he only went down the once, which isn't too bad. You know, again, it's TVHM, not Mayhem 3, but this gun is very effective, even after the nerf. You know, some people said with the Flak nerf that it makes mobbing bad on him, but he doesn't need fadeaway or grills in the mist to kill trash mobs, as you just saw. I mean, I was getting 2-for-1 kills with this thing, so What are your thoughts on the Unforgiven? Do you like it? Do you not? Is this a slower play style for you? It's not for everybody, but not everybody's going to use every gun. There are a lot of guns for a lot of people, and yeah. That's it. I will talk to you all later. Make sure you hit that subscribe and notification, like or dislike if you liked or disliked this video. And again, leave me some comments on your thoughts about the gun below, and I will talk to you all later in another weapon preview or some other Borderlands 3 topic. That's it. I'm out.